Britain High School Lady Canes. Here are your starting lineups for tonight's contest. For the visiting RHAM High School Raptors, a sophomore guard, number 3, Sarah West. A senior guard, number 4, Marissa Colonna. A junior guard, number 10, English Kleinhen. A junior forward, number 14, Lauren Fenton. And a junior forward, number 23, Addison Brown. Head coach is John Mayer. His assistant tonight is Dan Trudeau. Raptors are 3-9 overall. For your Lady Canes, a senior guard, number 3, co-captain, Maya Sliss. A senior guard, number 21, co-captain, Kaylee Green. A junior forward, number 24, Jamiley Carter. A sophomore forward, number 32, Kaylee Cahill. And the junior guard, number 34, Layla Mahia. Head coach is Beryl Piper. Her assistants are Simone Roberts, Mike Jones, and Chris Williams. The Lady Canes finished the regular season at 5-7. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please rise and kindly remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Spectator expectation sign. Beneath the American flag, please abide by the 5 rules outlined on the sign, and remember, be a fan and not a fanatic. Thank you. Officials for tonight's game are Jerry Withington and Cammie Gaston-Spence. Let's play some tournament basketball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to New Britain High School. And welcome to the postseason. It's the CCC Region C Tournament in girls basketball as the New Britain High School Golden Hurricanes get a postseason home game against the RHAM High School Raptors. And good evening, everybody, from Chick-Shea Gymnasium alongside our graduating class of 2021 student broadcaster, Ryan Lipinski. I'm Randy Brochu. Didn't know we'd be having some postseason basketball when we signed off on Saturday, but here we are, RHAM and New Britain in the CCC Region C tournament. And Ryan, it's great that, especially we made the point, the seniors playing their last games, they're going to get another home game here at the gym where they've made so many memories. RHAM and New Britain in postseason basketball looking to advance in the CCC Region C tournament.
Yeah, and forget just having, we're glad to have postseason basketball. We're just glad to have basketball.
That's a great point.
There was a lot of stuff coming in this season on whether the season was even going to be played because we saw what was going on with all the fall sports. So it's nice that they were actually able to get a season, and so far it's worked out pretty well. I think they've played almost all their games, if not all of their games, and they're riding it well into the playoffs.
You make a great point about appreciating what you got, and what we've got is masks and distancing and limited fans, but we also have the stream for you tonight. And we've got competition between RHAM and New Britain. And Maya Sliss driving, looking for the first points of the game. It's too high off the window. RHAM has the rebound. And Lauren Fenton moves it up the floor. A kick out and a three, no good for Ailish Kleinen, a junior guard. New Britain able to maintain possession of the basketball, picked up by Layla Mejia. The kick out to Kaylee Cahill, who's been a red-hot three-point shooter down the stretch. That one rims out, but New Britain has the offensive rebound. And they're gonna run the dribble drive. Mejia, the handoff for Cahill. Now for Sliz. They double team Maya Sliz, the leading scorer for the Golden Hurricanes. Lauren Fenton picks up Kaylee Cahill, who skips it to Maya Sliz, who pops for three, and it's good. Her foot was on the line. It's actually a long two, but Maya Sliz gets the Golden Hurricanes on the board.
First points of the game for either team. Expect her to have a big game if they're going to win this one.
And they will look to the senior leadership of Sliz, as you mentioned. Also, Kaylee Lee has brought great toughness, in-your-face defense and rebounding. The two seniors looking to continue on and potentially host the game here on Thursday as well.
Yeah, they don't actually, for them to host that game, they'd have to lose this one. So it's kind of a weird turn of events for them. If they were to win this game, then they'd be on the road against East Catholic, and a loss, they'd be home against Rocky Hill.
Big time rejection on Sliz's floater. Addison Brown with a block. RHAM looking for their first points. Good pass underneath. Dish from Laura Fenton to Madalena Graves for the lay-in. Or is that, pardon me, Addison Brown, 23, not 13. We are, once again, not exactly in the best position to call the play-by-play. Located at floor level behind the scorer's table. And sometimes guessing what happens.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, they can't really see behind-the-scenes stuff. There's maybe 7 or 8 corrections during halftime about who scores what point, because we can't really get everything right back here.
New Britain turns it over. The skip pass intercepted. Sarah West puts it on the floor. And the dribble in for the lay-in. RHAM has their first lead, 4-2. Raptors.
I'll tell you what, I saw them warming up for about 45 minutes, and they were shooting the ball exceptionally well. So if they could bring that into the game, it could be a really interesting game.
Maya Sliz sending it underneath for the lay-in attempt by Kaylee Lee. It's no good. Tons of energy on that RHAM sideline under head coach John McNair from Berlin. As New Britain gives it away, and that energy from RHAM is formidable. The young coach also is a grad assistant at Sacred Heart University. I know that because I got to work alongside him. Good guy, good, bright basketball mind, and just a good person. You could see that the young ladies that he coaches are definitely feeding off of his positive energy.
Yeah, we've seen him play hard so far through the first 3.5 minutes, and it's resulted in 2 New Britain turnovers with them being really aggressive on the defensive end.
Marissa Colonna off the bench driving. After the offensive rebound, the kick out for three, no good for Fenton. Kaylee Cahill has the defensive rebound for New Britain High School, and Burl Piper, the head coach, in her first year in her return after those 20 successful years before moving on to CCSU for 14 years, saying slow it up. Offensive rebound, Kaylee Lee after the miss. The free ball and good work underneath. Been very impressed with co-captain Kaylee Lee and her tenacity on the offensive glass these last few games.
Yeah, she might not show everything on the box score, but she's probably the hardest worker on her team. Seen a lot of offensive rebounds, as you were talking about, and a lot of hustle offensively and defensively, getting back on defense, and really the heart and soul for this Canes team.
She's on the line for two when we come back after the mask break. It's 4-2. RHAM over New Britain. Back here at Chick-Shea Gymnasium with 3:52 to go in the first here in the CCC Region C tournament. New Britain trails RHAM 4-2, and Kaylee Lee is on the line with a miss on her first free throw attempt. And that awkward hush falls over where we're in no man's land as broadcasters and don't want to like say anything because we're the only people talking in the gym.
We also can't see what's going on.
There's that. Now she goes 0 for 2 from the line. That one spins out.
And now in the game for number 12.
RHAM leading 4-2. They went 3-9 on their season. New Britain with a 5-7 record. That's going to be a foul against New Britain's Layla Mejia.
We were talking about this in New Britain's last home game that, you know, as you were just saying, RHAM 3-9, New Britain 5-7. Those records don't really matter at this point. If the one thing a coach used to tell us is that everything, once you get to the postseason, you're 0-0.
Yep.
And you either become 1-0 or you go home and you go play golf. So.
Well, and what a day. You know what? That wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing on a day like today.
It wouldn't, but especially, but if you're playing a high school sport, I don't think going to play golf, especially if you're a basketball player, is the number one thing you have in mind.
No. Guys like me, we're the ones that want to get to Stanley Golf Course. And Kaylee Cahill, she's showing pretty good range. A three-pointer for Cahill, a 5-4 New Britain lead. A rattler in. From the paint, the jump shot by Addison Brown is no good. New Britain with a rebound. Adriana Faenza seeing time for New Britain. Faenza giving the Sliz. Faenza corner three, and she rips it off the bench and onto the sheet. Back-to-back threes for New Britain. Cahill and Faenza both going deep from downtown.
Doesn't matter how much you played in the regular season, whether it was 2 minutes a game or 20 minutes a game. If you can contribute during these playoffs, you're going to see a lot of playing time.
A corner three. She's running the point here. Now makes her dribble drive into the paint. Sliz picked up her dribble. Maya Sliz around the defense, and she draws contact. Foul here against the Raptors. Addison Brown commits her second, and she goes to the bench. That previous foul for New Britain was against Layla Mejia, her second personal, so she had to go to the bench as well here in the first. We've got an offensive foul for New Britain. Nevaeh King setting an illegal screen. There's some energy in the building today.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact rules are for attendance, but it looks like there's a little more people than usual, probably for playoffs.
The layup by Sarah West is no good, but West is going to the line for two. She draws a foul on Adriana Faenza.
For RHAM, number 3, Sarah West, shooting 2.
West rips the first free throw. Allie Deckman enters the game for RHAM. And New Britain subs in Maya Kelly. West goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Faenza picks up the loose basketball on the defensive rebound. New Britain up by 2, going into their half-court set. Faenza throwing some moves on West. Nice pass underneath on the backdoor cut to Nevaeh King for the lay-in. 9-5 New Britain. Open look from the corner for RHAM, and that goes front iron by Allie Deckman. A jump ball is called, and New Britain has the arrow favor them. Pardon me, that's going to be RHAM basketball. Allie Deckman with a baseline throw in. And it goes off the hands of Lauren Fenton. Good pressure by Maya Kelly. That caused a bit of the turnover. So New Britain with 1:20 to go in the first and a 9-5 lead in possession with their leader, Maya Sliz, walking it up. Cahill. Faenza now. She draws west, so pulls it back out. Kelly for Sliz, off the screen and off the window. That doesn't go. 50 seconds to go in the first. RHAM moving it into the front court. Open look, Deckman will dribble and drive, laying it up, no good. The ball off the hands last of Catherine Chapman. And then, like Sliz got a piece too, so they award the basketball to RHAM. Deckman inbound again. They give her plenty of space. Comes right back to her in the corner. Kleinen. Swinging it out right to West. Deckman taking on King. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Great pressure by Kelly. The swing out to West. And this one's going back to New Britain. Looks like we have a 3-second violation maybe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't believe they called her for the travel, so I think it is a 3-second violation.
That'll give New Britain the rock here with 18 seconds to go in the first. They could save for the last shot of the opening quarter. 10 seconds for Sliz. Faenza trying to get around the screen. Faenza draws a foul with 4.2 seconds to go in the first. And she'll get free throws after the foul by Chapman.
We've been talking about this for the past week or so. New Britain been kind of poor on the free throw line for the past few games. Can't really get above that 50% range. So they're going to want to take advantage of these opportunities.
Well, they leave another freebie on the line. Chance to double up RHAM, though, on this free throw. No good. 3 seconds. West has to get it off. It would not have counted. She didn't get the shot off in time. And the opening quarter comes to a close. New Britain leads RHAM 9-5. Boy, kind of like our day. After a long day at work, we got a 9-5 Tuesday in New Britain.
I haven't experienced that yet, but I will in the next few years.
And don't be in any rush, kid. 9-5, New Britain leads in the second. We begin the second quarter with New Britain up 9-5, and Maya Sliz sending it into Faenza. Mike, Faenza's had a few free throws that haven't gone her way, but she's brought good energy. That's an air ball from Sliz. Mejia comes down with it for New Britain, and they will look to reset. New Britain a little bit out of sorts in their half court.
Yeah, a little bit. That was a tough shot that Maya Sliz was taking, but they got the offensive rebound and able to set it up for a new play.
Off the screen, a long three on a catch and fire. No good for Cahill. Well, that was contested, and she still looked pretty good on it. She gets back for a block on Sarah West, who had numbers, but Cahill got a hand on it. Faenza dribble drive, scoops, and scores. Adriana Faenza making it 11-5 New Britain.
That's 5 quick points off the bench for Adriana Faenza. Good contribution so far.
Count the basket and the foul for Catherine Chapman. And a possible three-point play coming up for the Raptors. That's what they needed. They have a chance to make it a one-possession game here. Kaylee Lee committed the foul, and Chapman, the junior, with a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. In and out. Offensive rebound. That's a nice job crashing the glass by number 3, Sarah West. New possession here for the Rams. Or for RAM, I should say, the Raptors. Marissa Colonna driving. No good. Faenza, sharp play. Racing over to the baseline. She knew she couldn't keep it in herself, so she swatted it off of the leg of Sarah West to get the possession. That's just good basketball IQ.
Yeah, I was going to say that's very good IQ on her part. Sometimes a lot of people either just let it go or just try to attempt to save it themselves, but good IQ on her part, trying to keep the ball in their possession.
There's Faenza on a nice swing out by Mejia. The jump shot no good. And a defensive rebound for Ailish Kleinen. Maya Sliz reads the play and takes it away on the steal. Sliz, coast to coast, gets fouled. Kleinen commits the foul.
Quick note for this game so far, New Britain's defense holding RAM to only 21% shooting from the field. So a good defensive performance so far.
Absolutely, they've gotten back nicely, contested shots. There was the one block. Maya Sliz has that look in her eye today, doesn't she? Hungry for the hoop, takes it, gets to the free throw line, but she's got that extra hop to her step on the takes to the rack.
Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't want to go home, because this, like we were talking about, this could be her last home game as well as a few other seniors. So I'm sure her mentality is play as hard as she possibly could, like I'm assuming they all do every night, and try to advance to the next round, because it's win or go home in this situation.
Want a water? Mr. Ackerman coming through. New Britain keeps the offensive possession alive with another offensive rebound. Sliz from deep. No good, boy. That was like quasi-NBA range. That's a three, and it's knocked down by Marissa Colonna. A little closer to the arch. And she makes it a one-point game. New Britain. Here's Sliz off the window. That wouldn't go for her. Fast break here. Getting back Lee with a nice play. But then Sarah West with a lay-in. Lost it. So RAM has their first lead since it was 4-2. And a foul is whistled against RAM. 4:44 to go in the second. Sliz comes to the bench for a quick break. New Britain is in the bonus here. So Layla Mejia is on the line. What's wrong? Is it too loud? No, you're fine. Mejia makes a big front end of the 1-and-1 to tie us at 12. Second one coming, looking for lucky number 13. 13-12, New Britain back on top. A tight postseason game here in March. And the steal. Great read there for New Britain by Mejia on the fast break for the lay-in. And New Britain opens up a 3-point lead. RHAM moves it up the floor. The drive and the layup is too strong for Marissa Colonna. It goes out of bounds on RHAM. And New Britain's got the basketball again. This big energy play there by Layla Mejia.
Yeah, big defense translating to big offense. The quick steal for the easy layup, and then the hard defense on that play, getting them to the line for another one-on-one situation.
Kaylee Cahill on the line here for a 1-and-1. That's just who you want to have. You want your 3-point shooter on the line, a good free throw shooter as well. She goes 2 for 2. And it's a 5-point lead for the Golden Hurricanes. RHAM with good movement down underneath. Lauren Fenton is fouled, and Fenton's on the line for 2.
Lady Kings foul number 23, Nevaeh King. Her second, the team's 6th at the line for RHAM, number 14, Lauren Fenton, shooting 2.
Fenton first free throw will go back iron, and New Britain keeps the 5-point lead. And now New Britain had trouble with their free throws early on, but RHAM, which was knocking down their free throws, leaves a couple freebies on the line after an unfruitful trip last time. They did get the offensive rebound after the 2 misses, but a jump ball is called, and New Britain will have to go back on defense because the arrow favors RHAM again.
Yeah, and back to those free throws for a minute. New Britain started off a little slow, 0 for 4, and thus far they've made all 4 in the second quarter. So very good efficiency, and that's resulted in this quick 5-0 run for New Britain.
Time for another mask break, Ryan, with 4:05 to go in the second. New Britain leading RHAM in the CCC Region C tournament tonight at Chickasha Gymnasium at 17-12, the Golden Hurricanes. After the mask break, RHAM was set to inbound, but it looks like we've got an illegal screen, a push-off there against RHAM.
That's the second illegal screen we've had so far in this game, 1 for 15.
That's a frustrating thing for a coach. You've got not a traditional timeout, but the built-in mask break timeout, the free timeout. I'm sure Coach McNair had something drawn up, and you don't get to run it because of a push-off before the ball can even be inbounded.
Yeah, illegal screens are tricky, especially when you get to the upper levels. It's really all about whether you have your feet set or not when you're trying to set the screen. And in that case, she didn't have her feet set. Ref called it, and that was a good call by the ref.
Just realized I had my mask upside down. No wonder I was so uncomfortable.
No one even noticed.
Yeah, well, we're not on camera.
Even if we were, I'm sure nobody would notice.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same day anyways. New Britain gives it back, and RHAM can go into their half-court offense. Lauren Fenton. She works the ball inside. Catherine Chapman, the kick out. Colonna back inside to Chapman, and Maya Sliz takes it right away from her. Sliz beats the defense down the floor and misses. Mejia crashing the offensive glass, got tangled up with Lauren Fenton, and they'll call it jump ball. Faenza to throw in. Good look. She found Lee. They give the ball to Sliz, who the offense goes through for New Britain. Sliz around the screen. Nice defense from Fenton staying with her. Faenza, the swing pass to Cahill. Stepping back for three. It's off the mark, and the rebound taken away defensively by Fenton. Whitmore up the floor. Less than 3 minutes to go. The runner is good for Sarah West. The sophomore looks like a pretty good player. She's got good length, able to get the ball above the defense, protect it, and that little running sky hook looks good for her.
Yeah, the sophomore has more points than, as much points as her whole team combined. 7 for her and 7 for the rest of the team. So good efficiency for her so far. She should have another great 2 years in this program.
Faenza in the backcourt to go get it. No backcourt violation because it was knocked out of her hands on the defense from Kelowna. Faenza gets inside to the left hand for the lay-in. Boy, they were all up on her defensively, and she ends up slipping inside. Now the kick out, 3 ball, Grace Whitmore, no good. New Britain up by 5, looking to go. Faenza up the floor to Sliz. Maya Sliz, a little too fast with things. Chapman the rebound, then she gave it away. There's Sliz again on the dish from Mejia for the lay-in, and New Britain has a 7-point lead, the Golden Hurricanes' largest lead of the game.
New Britain's defense has been the story of this game so far. Already 9 turnovers for RHAM in this first half.
Whitmore gets the ball inside West, who's fouled by Faenza with 1:39 to go in the first half.
Lady Kings foul number 12, Adriana Faenza, her second. The team's 7th at the line for RHAM number 3, Sarah West.
Sarah West to the line. These are big free throws here for RHAM. They'd love to shave New Britain's lead here with 1:39 to go in the second. Make things a little closer before halftime. And they've got the right young lady on the line in West. West going 2 for 2 from the free throw line. That makes it a 5-point game again. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Sliz on an awkward exchange, and she turns it over. Kelowna with a steal. Up the floor to Whitmore. Rejected. Layla Mejia with another block for New Britain. RHAM keeps the basketball. Great set play on the inbounds feed for an easy lay-in by Catherine Chapman. And it's back to a one possession game. Sliz taking it herself. That goes wildly off the backboard. A 3 could tie it here for RHAM as they look to go on a run before halftime. Up the floor, Fenton dropped it off. The layup no good for Chapman. The ball hits the deck. Chapman picks it up and kicks it back on out. West with one more pass, but before the 3 could be taken by Whitmore, a whistle comes. And the ball stays with RHAM. Here's Chapman. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Fenton draws Cahill. She swings it out. New Britain swarms on defense, and Cahill has the steal. And then Sliz nearly lost it as they tried to get to her, and Fenton went for the steal but knocked it out of bounds. Final 30 seconds of the first half. New Britain up 21-18 in this one possession second quarter. Kaylee Cahill with 16 seconds. Maya Kelly for Sliz with 10 seconds. Sliz makes her move. The floater is good! And the foul The left-hand teardrop for Sliz, and she goes to the line with a chance for a big energy three-point play with 6.2 seconds left in the second.
And with these 2 free throws, they'll be up to double-digit free throws in the first half. So not just her, but the whole team being really aggressive so far.
She missed the free throw, and then she grabs the steal. The fadeaway jump shot is no good at the end of the first half. Halftime on Mill Street, New Britain 23, RHAM 18. RHAM led by Sarah West, who accounted for, as Ryan mentioned, about half of their points. New Britain with a good overall team effort, really, especially defensively. What are some things that stand out to you, Ryan?
I think for both teams, it's just their defensive presence, because we were talking about both teams so far haven't been shooting really good from the three-point line, and both teams struggling to make their free throws. So I think both teams are just doing a good job defensively, and that's resulted in a low-scoring first half.
And that is our score, 23-18. New Britain over RHAM. We'll take our break here at halftime and be back in about 6.5 minutes with the second half of the CCC Region C tournament between New Britain and RHAM, led by the Golden Hurricanes, 23-18. Third quarter underway. Postseason basketball in New Britain alongside Ryan Lipinski. I'm Randy Brochu, and New Britain leads RHAM 23-18 as we hit the third quarter. That little fadeaway for Lauren Fenton wouldn't go for her. She ties up the rebound with a jump ball, giving the Golden Hurricanes the possession. Let's take a look at some of the first half stats.
Both teams, New Britain playing very well defensively, causing 9 turnovers opposed to their own 5. Both teams shooting relatively okay from the free throw line. 4 for 9 for New Britain, 3 for 7 for RHAM. And both teams just can't seem to get it going from the free throw line. Only three threes made together for both teams. So far, the story of the game has been defense.
That spins out almost on cue. Kaylee Cahill takes the 3. It doesn't go for her. Then a transition attempt for RHAM. Also no good on the layup attempt by Sarah West. Fienza. Sliz for 3. No good. Offensive rebound Lee got blocked from behind. Addison Brown with a big defensive play. Then Kaylee Lee nearly had a steal. A jump ball was called before that, and the arrow favors the Rams this time as we've had a number of jump balls to begin this second half, carried over from the first. A little mismatch inside, but the layup by West spins out. That went every inch of that perimeter, but didn't go down for her. Cahill having trouble with things, and West knocks it out. New Britain working perimeter. Here's Sliz. She picked her dribble up. Mejia fading away. That's an air ball. RHAM coming down with it. Addison Brown leading the play up the floor. Lauren Fenton misses the layup. Fienza for New Britain. The swing out. Cahill high arcing 3, and she bangs it. What a perfect stroke. A high arching 3 up into the rafters here at Chick-Shea Gymnasium. Opens up an 8-point lead for New Britain, their largest of the game. The runner, no good for Fenton. Another offensive rebound for RHAM and quick ball movement to the corner. Here's West. And before her drive, she gets fouled out near the free throw line. Fienza commits it. That's 3 personals on Fienza. Been very impressed by Fienza today.
Yeah, the first lady off the bench for the Canes, and it's one of their leading scorers with 6 points on the game. So great contribution from her so far on both ends of the floor.
On the inbounds play, a 3, no good. Another offensive rebound by Sarah West. And Ailish Kleinen able to slip inside for the lay-in. 5 minutes to go in the third. It's a 6-point game. New Britain on top. A 2-possession lead. Sliz pulls up from the baseline. And it's an air ball, too strong. Mejia to inbounds. She finds Kaylee Lee outside. And now Sliz swings it. Open look, a 3. Goes front iron for Kaylee Cahill. RHAM looking to run. Kleinen, the scoop. And it's good. Ailish Kleinen with a fast break basket. Pearl Piper wants to talk about it. She calls a timeout with 4:25 going the third. And New Britain up by 4. She calls a 30-second timeout here, looking to make an adjustment.
Yeah, she just probably wants to shore up their efforts on the defensive end. Starting off a little slow in the second half. Only 1 field goal made in about 2.5 minutes or so. So her plan is probably to occupy this lead and just make sure they don't go on a quick run on their own for RHAM.
Again, it really is a great experience for a relatively young New Britain team to get their postseason feet wet and to be able to do so here at home. We mentioned earlier that the seniors get a chance to extend their careers, but it's also an opportunity for the underclassmen to play in a big game. It really means something and carry that experience over into next year. Pearl Piper coaching them up on every opportunity. Sliz, corner 3. No good. The back tap out to the three-point line. Cahill couldn't catch up to it. RHAM looking to run. They've got the numbers. The pull-up jump shot is no good for Kleinen, but she's got the offensive rebound. Then the kick out, no good for Kelowna. Sarah West crashing the glass on the offensive boards. She carries it out of bounds. It's New Britain basketball after this mask break. 3:52 to go in the third. 26-22, the Golden Hurricanes lead the CCC Region C tournament opener against the RHAM Raptors. With Ryan Lipinski, I'm Randy Brochu. Glad to be with you today for the CCC Region C tournament between New Britain and RHAM. The Golden Hurricanes looking to run their dribble drive. That goes too strong off the glass for Mejia. And it's back to RHAM. Foul on New Britain.
And real quick, what you're talking about the seniors before the break, that was a good point. And one point that you made that I just wanted to reiterate was how young they were. They only have 2 seniors on their team, which 2 of them happen to be their starters. But that isn't as big of a loss as other teams possibly in this tournament. So it's good for all these young girls, as you were alluding to get a chance to play in a game like this. So it'll help them set for the future.
Now New Britain crashing the offensive glass. RHAM really has done a nice job on the offensive boards. New Britain with a couple of misses. Jump ball awarded. Kaylee Lee with a good work down low. RHAM has the arrow favor them, so they're in possession with 3 minutes to go in the third. New Britain looking for a big defensive stop. The ball into the hands of Kleinen. The kick out, corner 3. That's no good from West. Cahill telegraphed the pass, looking for Sliz. Stolen and brought the length for a lay-in by Kleinen, and we've got a 2-point game with 2.5 to go in the third.
Ehlers Kleinen, all 6 points for RHAM thus far in this third quarter. So a great contribution out of her carrying her team.
Sliz driving, it kind of got knocked out of her hands. I don't know if that pass was intended for Lee, but it gave Lee a pretty good look. And Kaylee Lee gets fouled. New Britain works it in. Mejia pulls up from the free throw line. Too strong. RHAM into the front court. That's off the window and good for 3 from the corner from Grace Whitmore. And RHAM's taking the lead here in the third with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
You don't see that every day, and off the window 3 from the corner.
Cahill looking for the answer. It's too strong. And then Lee digging for the loose ball underneath. I should say Nevaeh King digging for it. She gets whistled for the foul. So RHAM with the lead here in the second half. The young lady that gave them the lead with a basketball. Whitmore works it inside. West with a runner. It does not fall. They all go crashing to the floor. And it's New Britain basketball.
RHAM on a little 7-0 run here in these last 3 minutes or so. Able to take the lead and hopefully going into this fourth quarter. Holding New Britain to only 3 points in this quarter.
Sliz draws a triple team. She just keeps making that dribble drive from the outside. They crash down to her. Kleinen commits the foul. New Britain retains possession, looking to reclaim the lead with 1:17 to go in the third. Inbounded to Mejia. Sliz hands it. Cahill trying to get herself open, but off the ball, another offensive foul. Whistle on an illegal screen against New Britain. That one's on Kaylee Lee. RHAM with 1 minute to go in the third has a 1-point lead. A little bit out of control on the lay-in attempt by Kleinen. No good, but then another offensive rebound by Sarah West. And she draws a foul. West has been tough to defend, but also, I mean, she's been really good on the offensive glass. It seems like she's pulling down those second chances at will.
Yeah, and so has her whole team. They're way ahead in that category on the offensive rebounds, and that's resulting in a lot of second chance points for them, which is a big reason why they have this 2-point lead.
West on the line here with 55.5 left in the third. She goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and with 54 seconds to go in the third, it's a 3-point RHAM lead. Sliz works to Cahill. Mejia with a touch with 40 seconds to go in the third. Mejia to the corner. Cahill for the tie. No good. RHAM has the rebound. Ripped down by Allie Deckman. Looking to push the floor. Out onto the wing. Sarah West driving baseline. Slips inside and lays it in past Cahill. A 5-point lead for RHAM with 20 seconds to go in the third. New Britain looking for the final points of the third. John McNair, the head coach of RHAM, imploring his defense to make a stop. Here's Sliz driving. She misses with 5 seconds. RHAM's got the ball. West moves it up. This one would count. No good from Grace Whitmore on the 3-ball attempt in the 5 seconds of the third. And RHAM has really taken over the game for the end of this third quarter. They'll go to the fourth, up 31-26 on New Britain, claiming a 5-point lead. We begin the fourth quarter with New Britain down and turning it over. Sliz with a cross-court pass, stolen by Ailish Kleinen, who crosses over and lays it in. There's tons of energy on Ram's sideline. And right off the rip, Burl Piper calls a timeout.
And we were just going to bring this up. Ram finished that third quarter on an 11-0 run, now a 13-0 run. So really taking the momentum going into the fourth quarter. New Britain's going to need to respond if they're going to want to tie it up.
Burl Piper sending a message, calling a timeout 14 seconds into the fourth quarter on a sloppy play by New Britain. Just giving that ball away. It's a 7-point lead here for Ram on that big run that you just referenced, Ryan.
Yeah, and I'm sure one thing she reiterated to her team was that they just need to come out and play aggressive in these last 7 minutes or so, because this can ultimately decide the rest of their season. It's a win-or-go-home situation.
Look at the energy by Faenza. A couple of offensive rebounds, including on her own miss. And all that work will draw a foul on Ram. Second personal called on Lauren Fenton. Maya Sliz will make it a 33-26 game. 33-28, I should say. That floater, no good for West. The ball stays with Ram.
Another second chance opportunity for Ram. They've had a lot of that this game.
Brown takes the jump shot and connects. 35-28. Ram with the lead. Sliz from the wing. That's an air ball for three. An offensive rebound for New Britain, though. Faenza sneaks in again. Faenza gets blocked. Sarah West. Now West travels with the basketball.
That's only Ram's first turnover in the second half. So up to this point, clean start for them in the second half, other than that first half with double-digit turnovers.
New Britain down 7. They need a big one. The three for Sliz doesn't go. And then a defensive rebound for West, who draws a contact foul. Oh, West has actually whistled for the foul. So New Britain retains the possession.
They don't want to get the sophomore in any foul trouble. She's the leading scorer for them with 13 points.
Timeout. We'll take a break as well. It's a 7-point lead for Ram here in the fourth.
It looked like he did.
5:50 to go in the fourth. New Britain needs a basket here. And instead it's turned over. Faenza throwing it in. Stolen by Kleinhunt. Ram working it inside. And Addison Brown puts it off the glass for two. Now a 9-point lead for Ram.
That's the second time in the second half that New Britain's had a turnover coming out of a timeout. So not good execution coming out for Coach Piper's team.
Sliz around the screen, throws up a wild one, no good. Offensive rebound lead to Faenza. The jump shot's an air ball. A scramble for it underneath. Sliz the last to touch. Back to RHAM.
New Britain coming out in a press here, trying to shorten that 17-2 run RHAM's currently on.
On the fast break, it's Sarah West. A 10-point, make it 11-point lead for RHAM. What a run they've been on. New Britain just chucking up prayers at this point. Layla Mejia misses on the air ball. And New Britain will bring in Cahill.
Coach Piper bringing in one of her better free throw shooters on the, 3-point shooters on the team. Try to get them back from this 11-point deficit.
Fenton moves it across the floor. West drives and lays it in. Sarah West is having a day.
Already up to 17 points, leading all scorers.
Kelowna reaches in for the foul. New Britain had the lead at halftime, and they've done very little here in the second half. I'm not sure how many points total they've scored here in the second half. It's not many.
Only 5 in the second half. So whatever Coach McNair did for his Rams team has surely paid off during that break.
From the corner, an air ball by Mejia. RHAM up 41-28. Good ball movement from RHAM all day long. That'll open up a look for three. It's good from the wing. Lauren Fenton, 44-28 RHAM. They're running out of the gym with this one. New Britain ultimately just couldn't hit any shots here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think you got to give a little credit to Rams defense.
Sure.
In the second half. You know, might have been a lot of missed shots, but a lot of contested missed shots.
Absolutely.
And, that's testament to their strong defense that they've been playing, especially in the second half.
One more mask break here with 3:36 to go in the fourth. RHAM leads New Britain 44-28. Faenza with a couple of free throws coming out of this mask break, and first one's an air ball. Offensive rebound for Sliz off the miss by Faenza. Sliz is fouled. Sarah West commits the foul, and that's 4 on West.
She has to be careful in these last 3.5 minutes. Not just only one of their better offensive players, one of their better defensive players.
Another missed free throw, but another offensive rebound for New Britain. Nevaeh King with the offensive board. Sliz swings it. The skip feed. Kaylee Lee. Gave it to King, now Fienza. Then on to Sliz. Sliz tripped up on her way to the hoop. And with just under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth, free throws are coming from Maya Sliz. Chapman commits it. 44-29 now. Sliz hits them both. It's now a 14-point game with 3 minutes to go. They get the ball inside for Sarah West. Her layup attempt no good, then a steal, another layup. Also no good, and a foul underneath is whistled with 2:42 to go in the fourth. Nevaeh King commits the foul, and she is fouled out. That's number 5.
So it is 5 personal fouls. That means Rams lead scorer Sarah West only has 1 more foul, and she's out of the game.
At this point, Ram looking to take care of the basketball and save for good shots. Sarah West lays it up after Allie Techman took kind of a wild one. And West has a chance to add to her great day. Fienza commits her 4th.
At the line for Ram, number 3, Sarah West, shooting 2.
West with a miss, but still a comfortable 14-point lead for the Raptors.
And now, for Ram, number 4, Marissa Pomona, number 14, Lauren Patrick, and number 23.
Another free throw there for West, and with a 15-point lead, 2:19 to go in the fourth. Coach Piper calls time, and we'll take a break as well. Oh. 2:19 to go in the fourth, 45-30 Ram here in the CCC Region C tournament. Regional, Hebron, Andover, and Marlborough with the lead on New Britain, 45-30. A 3 from Mejia. That makes it a 12-point game with 2 to go. Sliz going for the steal, commits the foul.
Lady King's foul on number 3, Maya Sliz.
New Brand's not going to go away in these last 2 minutes, so Ram needs to make sure they don't make smart decisions. Excuse me, they do need to make smart decisions and not give the ball back to New Britain too many times.
Number 4, Marissa Pomona, will be shooting 1-1.
Kelowna hits the free throw. Defensive rebound that time for Mejia after the miss on the free throw, but a 13-point lead for RHAM with 1:50 to go. New Britain looking for a three. Mejia's three wouldn't go. Straightaway three now for Sliz. Halfway down a couple of times, but it's been that kind of a day for New Britain. They're just not falling, and Kleinen has the rebound. Great movement by RHAM. They've really done a nice job getting down the floor. Couple of cross-court passes, and Addison Brown is underneath to lay it in.
Yeah, they're a very fundamentally sound team. We saw that a lot in the second half. Just getting a lot of easy layups off great defense, and New Britain just didn't have an answer for it.
1:18 left in the fourth. RHAM with a big lead. The lay-in by Sliz, no good. Second chance, she gets fouled. Free throws coming from Maya Sliz. And we're going to see a sub in coming here for New Britain. Marissa, or Tatiana Coutinho, getting ready to come in. Tiaja Cooper as well. And it looks like, I think they're going to come in for the seniors. This is for Kaylee Lee. The idea is to, maybe in their last game at the gym, get them recognized to come off the floor.
Yeah, with this loss, barring anything extreme, they'll have one more home game this coming Thursday. They're going to host Rocky Hill, but this is their last playoff game, or last game that's going to count, so to speak. So, you know, not the way you want it to go out, but this is still a great season for them, and hopefully looking forward to see what they do after high school, whether it's going to be basketball or whatever else in their future.
A lot of memories you'll take with you.
Absolutely.
And a lot of lessons learned as well into whatever path they take. 40 seconds to go in the fourth. Mejia swings it outside, and Cahill knocks down another three. Cahill, just a sophomore with that good three-point shooting stroke. She'll be a good player in the next couple of years to come.
Absolutely, and probably next year, she'll have a very big role for this Canes team going forward.
Sarah West finishes off her day with another contested basket.
That puts her up to 20 points on the game.
So 20-point game for West to finish the scoring. And RHAM is moving on in the CCC Region C tournament. They really picked it up toward the end of the second and carried it right into the third. Especially the second half of that third quarter. They had that 13-0 run that carried into the fourth. And RHAM with the win, 52-38 over New Britain to advance in the CCC Region C tournament. And we expect to be playing Thursday with New Britain here in the consolation game. So we will see you then.
And I believe that puts RHAM going away to East Catholic, if I'm not mistaken. So a second-round matchup for them against East Catholic, whereas New Britain will play their consolation game at home against Rocky Hill.
Very good, Ryan. We will see you Thursday night then.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Last game of the year.
Yeah, we got to get you one more broadcast in before you got to go focus your attention on high school baseball and the big season ahead for the New Britain Hurricanes. I know it's pitchers and catchers this week. Can't wait to see you running around Beehive and patrolling center field this spring.
I'm excited. You know, watching these spring sports has really gotten me excited for my sports coming up. So I'm looking forward to our season, and hopefully we can get a state championship.
All right. That's the spirit. Final score tonight, I don't know. The scoreboard went off, but RHAM won. That'll do it for Ryan Lipinski. This is Randy Brochu, as well as Mr. Steve Bugnacki, as always, on the 1-2s. Our producer, Lisa Kowecki and Drew Mals. As always, a Lenny Cordo production. RHAM beats New Britain, and good night from Mill Street.